So the house that we lived at before we moved here, we had this little neighbor, little probably 3, 4 years old. Every time that he saw me outside, without fail, he would just call out, "Hi, neighbor." That was it. That was the whole script. There was no second line. There was no follow-up questions, no elaboration, no "How are you today?" Just, "Hi, neighbor." Sometimes I'd be tinkering in the garage, and he'd come over and stand in our driveway, and I'd hear that little voice, "Hi, neighbor," and he'd be standing 5 feet away, just looking up at me, just being there, not really saying anything else. And I would try so hard to keep that conversation going. "Hey, buddy, how are you doing today?" Stare. "Did you help your mom today?" Stare. "What do you think about that new baby sister?" Stare. Eventually, with complete sincerity, same tone as before, "Bye, neighbor," and he'd scamper off. Thing is, I loved that. As awkward as that was, as awkward as it was for me to try and keep that conversation going with no interaction, as awkward as it was, I loved it every single time. It would make my day. There were days where I'd be tired, where I'd be distracted, or just working on something, maybe out in the yard, and I'd hear that little voice from across the fence from his place that, "Hi, neighbor," and it would just make me stop, and it would make me just kind of pause and recenter and refocus. There was something about that. He didn't have anything profound to say. He didn't show up because he had something to offer. He showed up because we were neighbors, and in his world, neighbors show up. What struck me, and if I think about this honestly, I think it was when we were packing up and loading the truck to move away, that I realized I'm going to miss that little guy. I didn't need him to say anything more than, "Hi, neighbor." His presence was enough.